if you're used to letterboard,
I'm not used to
fine.
it, but I'm just using this
Yeah,
script, so I don't
okay.
know.
Yeah.
This is my first time.
the strips kind of have more of
I
a
guess I'm more nervous than him.
Yeah, I hear you. So we can give you 5 minutes to teach this so you can kind of get comfortable with it, so that you don't feel.
So, today we are going to learn about George Washington. So, George Washington was the first president of the United States. Who was George Washington? Was he the first president or the second president? Let's see.
You can say F for first, S
F.
for second.
F for first or S for second?
And it's okay for you to point towards F or point towards the C, S too. So F
or S.
Good.
Was he the first or the second?
And you can say find it.
Find
I'll
it,
probably
find
lower
it,
the board a little
find
bit. There we go. Good.
F.
Good. Move your hand. You can gesture now. Good. Come on down.
F. What comes after F? I. Good. Keep going. F-I. R. F-I-R. S. F-I-R-S.
I gesture with your finger.
F-I-R-S. F-I-R-S-T. Yes, he was the first president.
So make sure you write the keywords. That was good. Write the keywords as you talk to. Like first. That was good.
F-I-R-S-T. What are we talking about, Amaan? Was he the first president or was he the first sister? T. R. P-R.
Put your hand up.
Put your hand up. P-R-E. 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 S. Good. P-R-E-S. P-R-E-S-I. P-R-E-S-I. D. P-R-E-S-I-D. E. P-R-E-S-I-D-E. N. What's the last letter? T was the first president. P-R-E-S-I-D-E-N-T. A president is, what do you say? Is he a fighter or a leader? What do you think? A president is a fighter or a leader? President is it a fighter or a leader? Does it just starts with F or L? L. L.
So if you say more verbal, you can get rid of the gestures and he'll move better. It's like lift it over, move over now. You can say move over.
L-E.
Yeah. That's good. You're doing great though.
A. L-E-A. L-E-A-D. Good. L-E-A-D. L-E-D. L-E-A-D. E. L-E-A-D-E-R. That's right, Amaan. President is a leader.
That was good. You're finished. That's good. Yeah, you want to be. You're doing really good with him. That was nice. So a couple things I'd say you want when you talk, make sure you write keywords still. So that will feel weird because I don't write choices, but you always do keywords or diagrams.
So I write them first and then.
Yeah, and then you can flip it over. So like for me, like I have, as I just talk to him. We're talking to see how your hands are working. We're gonna tell a story. It's called a fable,
okay.
and you can flip it over so he's not just copying. So you see him sitting there copying, but it doesn't do him any good, really. So you flip it over.
Okay.
That's what you do. The other thing I'd say is it probably, can you sit right down for a second? It probably would help to keep the board a little bit less out here, but it's more like that, is my guess.
Oh,
A little bit more up and down. Still slanted, and then just a little bit lower, so then when he starts, he's here. and you'll see a little better results. That was good. So like I was saying, get in the habit of doing a little more filler words like and, then, E, and what's next? Go ahead, find it. See, I'll go ahead, find it. I can it replaces all the gestures. Go ahead and look at it. E, and, you can say whatever you want. A, E, A, what's next? C, and, find the next letter. H, each, good, keep going. Each, I can reset here. D, and, A, each, D, A, keep going. W is okay, I think you need to stay this way. Y, day, each day, good. I, C, and A, then, keep going. N, I can. I, and M, I can, I am, keep going. Find your next letter. P, good, that good visual reset like that. R, which you did, that was good. R, and keep going, what's your next letter? And we'll cover, that's okay, I can see what you're doing, you're trying to get a no. O, and each day I can improve. Next letter, find your next letter. That's okay, I can see what you're doing, it's not a big deal. Find the letter. V, I can improve. You can go up to here. I can improve. Yes, you can. Very good. So see, if you do it, find the next letter, look for it, lift, and so then that will help him. Because what it does, and it might be good for you to understand too. So basically, like, in the environment, we have visual, tactile, kinesthetic, and auditory stuff that's going on. So for us, we can just sidetrack it and listen. We don't care. For him, tactile things will bother him. Kinesthetic, visual, auditory. He'll be like whatever's grabbing him will get to him. So when you talk to him, it makes him go like this and avoid those things. So you say, look for it, find it. Even when I was talking to you, that was a verbal prompt enough to get him moving. So that was good. So then he'll spell more.
So you didn't ask him to say anything, you were talking to me and he started like,
so I just said, okay, spell something or whatever, and I said see, and then he spelled out each day I can improve. That was good. So that will help. So even also on the ones that are knowing, you can give them, lift your hand up to the corner, move over to the left, move over to the right. So you can do that for your filler words, but for these like this, of course, I don't know for sure what he's going to say. So I just say and, find the next letter, look for it, good, you got it. So those ones right there. So that's probably the big thing you want to kind of practice, and that will just take rid of that verbal prompt, that gesture, and then you can just take off with him. Because see, he was doing pretty good for you. I thought that was good, and you're nervous, so that would probably also take both of your skill down a little bit.
I was much more.
So you're like, okay, someone's watching me. So, and it was new, like you've been told it, you haven't used this board
before. I
haven't
used it.
So that was really good for all those variables.
But I think positioning is another thing that I am still, I don't know, because what I've always done with him is like this, so that it's designed, because first I tried like this and he couldn't do it.
Right.
So I tried it like right in front of him and he was doing it, but I think that's better. So
this should help because it will help them.
And it has to be more like this. I was like going more, I think,
So I get a little closer, which is interesting because it helps them also slow down. D, and next letter. Go ahead. O, do, I, H, and A. Good. H, A. I'm going to stop. Do just for a second. Do, I, H, A. I could see he was kind of stuck and wasn't going to go anywhere meaningful. That's why I did that. So I can kind of reset it more.
So we can like stop right in the middle.
That's fine because it kind of gives him a visual break. Yeah, or shake it. If that doesn't work and he doesn't move more, then do that. V and do I, H, A, V, E, have. Good. T and O, to. Do I have to? M and good. A and next letter, good. K and you're doing very nice. M-I-K, Do I have to M-I-K? You probably want to go up higher. E, make, good. Do I have to make? M and Y, my, M and O, good, I got it. M-O, and pull it out, good. M, mom, have to make my mom. P, and R, good. Next letter, keep going. O, and P-R-O. Do I have to make my mom P, R-O. Good. P-R-O. Next letter. You got it. It's okay. You're stuck on the letter of the word. That could work. U. P-R-O-U. And it'll make my mom proud. Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. That's cute. Okay. So yeah, so anywhere in kind of this area, sometimes closer, sometimes back here, depends on where he's moved, like if he shifted his position. The thing about writing all of a sudden is it kind of gives him a visual break, and then you can reset him back to the center again, so he's in a good position. If you can go like that and get him on track, I would do that instead. But if he's frozen, then and you've said and he's not moving still, then I'd pull it and say, okay, I can tell PRO. I was pretty sure it was going to be proud, but I didn't know for sure. So instead of like I can see he was stalling right here, that's a long ways. He's going to start hitting letters. I pulled it and then wrote it, and then he was ready to go to you. So even though he was going to you, I still went like that, and then he easily just came right down.
And apart from positioning, what's the other thing that I'm doing wrong, which is not making him like going more fluently as he's doing with you?
So some of it would be like the verbal prompts. It probably, and then gesture-wise, your gestures or air prompts were fine. When you do them, you don't want to go back and forth. You just want to do a flick. So come down to it. The reason for it is you want your hand to do the same thing as eyes should do.
Okay.
That makes sense. Sometimes even above it, I'll go lift your hand up to the side, down to it, just so they kind of see their eyes how they should track, and they'll find. So if I'm doing, say the word, we're gonna spell the word monkey. You ready? Monkey. Find it down there. M over to it. O and next letter. So see, I'm just giving little shifts that he can kind of see to get his hand to move. N, then K, and the hand up, all the way up there. E, come on down, and Y. So I'm giving him directional cues, but it's not as specific. Now, at first you might need to be more specific, but I keep your finger pretty smooth, so that's what it was. So you want smooth of this, and then a lot more filler words. So basically it should be continuous. Continuous speech, and that will get your talking, basically, get him doing well. Now, I started being quieter, and that will fade, because eventually he'll be able to spell things without you saying anything, you know. So, but that continuous talking is what keeps the bombardment, so that will happen. So these are your two things. You already are doing both of them. It's just getting the smoothness, so you've got some rhythm. That's the big thing.
For that, probably, that's why, we need to lesson plan ahead of time.
Yes, The other thing is, if you don't know, you've been doing the strips like this, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of know where they're at. So if you don't know where the letters are at, it's harder for him to spell out words just because it's harder to have rhythm, even if the board's totally still. But that's something to kind of feel like you're very fluent. For me, by now, I can word predict pretty well.
Right.
You probably can too at this point with all you've done.
Right.
But the word predict only helps because then you can kind of tell, look, he's going PR and he's hovering over an M. That makes no sense.
Right.
So even if you don't word predict,
but for that, we can give him like a little.
Well, even that you can say PR, and then he's like going like that, pull the board, write it, or shake the board and say move your hand, and that will get him to go to a vowel. Or you can even say, hey, there has to be you've got PR, there has to be a vowel after that, and then he will go. So you won't gesture anywhere because at this point, unless it's a no one. So if you said, okay, the animal eats his prey, what does the E? It goes PR. It's like this, and say lift your hand up to the E. That's fine. But if it was his own word, you would say, okay, PR, and does it make any sense? A, E, I, or U. Has to be a vowel or Y. Kind of like that. Or you just shake it for him. And then his eyes will unlock from where they're at, and that'll get him moving or stop and write. Now, shaking it is nice because it builds the tolerance because you keep the board there versus writing it gives him more of a break, but then sometimes there's not much visual tolerance built. He has pretty good visual tolerance. Like I said, the resets is unreal. Usually it's like first letter in the word you want to spell. I'm just showing you, Mom. First letter is C. All right. Next letter is, go ahead and find it. Then A. You know, it's like every single letter is like that, and then it's two letters. But he was doing words, sentences without everything. You know. So that was very impressive. So his visual and auditory abilities are very generalized, mostly. A little bit of lack of general, but is very, very clean. So very good, very good. Those are the two things I would say, and then it'll start coming. Some of it also just because I've done it a lot. I could see it very fast when this is your first time through it.
Right,
so it's just that thing. But what I was seeing there is if you keep working like this every day, you're going to get there pretty fast. It might be a month or so, but it could be less. Don't be surprised if it's this week either, but don't be surprised if it's a couple months. So like you never know. But like you have the skills, it was going well. It was just, you'll kind of, oh wait, let's look at the video again. Oh, like this. Oh my, I should say and, I should say good, I should say, keep going, I should say, find the next letter. So those kind of words will help it get going. But the rhythm of that, so. But you did good, you're very good. So, you did, yeah, I'm very, very impressed.
Also,
Yeah.
thanks. And
Yeah.
this is like, how come
You're
it's
okay, you
still-
got 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And could you also like show me something about math? Because
Yes.
that is something that I'm
Yeah, let's do math lesson now.
totally don't know what to do.
Right, where are you at in math?
Nowhere.
Nowhere, okay, so you learned how to count. Okay, so I'm sure you know your numbers.
I mean, we are trying, but
Yes.
I'm not like.
Have you done any adding with him or anything like
I
that?
have tried adding, like
Uh-huh.
just the simple one, 1 plus 2, 2 plus 2
Okay,
things.
so you got a
but,
foundation.
yeah, but I don't know if
How
I'm doing
right.
it right or if he's getting it or not.
Okay, so for math is for you and for you to know. For math and RPM, we use a lot of the rational method,
Mm-hmm.
and all of our RPM we use rational and empirical. So rational is that's logic, that he logics
Right.
through things, and then the empirical is senses.
Mm-hmm.
So you already know this, but it really uses this rational a lot. Same as spelling, that you use that. Did you want to say something? You're reaching out, is that, or was you getting overstimulated? You okay? Yes, I'm fine, or no, I need to say something. Yes, okay, good. So what you taught him, I'll kind of go back to the beginning, but just kind of show how I build that from there. So for math, we're going to talk about adding. Adding is about making more, M-O-R-E. Go ahead and sit down there, good. Yeah. I'll try not to look at your eyes, that way you don't get overstimulated, because it's kind of nerve-wracking, okay? So adding is making, M, and over to it, O, then next letter, R, and lift it up high, E, more. It is making more of something. So let's say that I have one item, and then I get another item. Then I'm going to have two, because 1 plus 1 is 2. If I have 2 items, and then I get one more item, I have 1, 2, plus another one, 3. So 2 plus 1 is 3. This is easy, it's okay, we'll figure that out, but we have to still do the foundation. So 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. What will 3 plus 1 be? Is it going to be 2 or is it going to be 4? Go ahead. Use your hand. It's simple right now, but we have to just kind of go for the foundations. We don't skip steps because math's very important that you have it. 4. Good. Now, if this, I'm going to have you jump now because this is easy, I can see. If I have 4 and then I give 2 more, how much will I have? I will have how many? So you can give choices. If he's accurate, then you don't have to give choices. 6. Very good. 4 plus 2 is 6. Then if I have, let's see what this 4 plus 2 is 6. What about then 4 plus 4? 4 plus 4 things would be 8. Good. So here I'm trying to give a more auditory visual together, just to kind of make it, make sure it goes in. I can see he's got this pretty well, but he'll make sure we got it. Okay, then what would 8 plus 2 be? So 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 plus 2 is 6. What will 8 plus 2 be? Think about it. Same pattern. 8 plus 2 is a 1 and a 0. Yes, a 10. Okay. So what did you say so far? Is adding easy or hard? E, add over to it. A, then, good. S and Y. It's easy. That is pretty easy. So now we're going to do subtracting because you got that concept, then we're going to mix them together. So now subtracting is simply making less of something, L-E-S-S. So if someone said to you, what is subtraction? You'd say, it is simply making M for money or L for less. Go ahead, find it. L and higher, E, then come down to it. S and again S, yes, making less. So if then 1 plus 1 is 2, what will 1 take away that 1 be? What do you think? You're going to make 1 less. So I have one thing, I take it away. How much do I have? 1 minus 1 equals 0. That's right. Then if 1 minus 1 is 0, what will 2 minus 1 equal? 2 things, then I take away 1. Now I'm going to have 1. That's right. Now let's say I had 10 things, and I take away 1. I'm going to have How many things? 9. That's right, 9 things. Then, if that's the case, how about 10 minus 3? 7. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to do a mix. Jake has 5 cookies. His sister gives him 3 more. Then his brother ate 2. How much does he have? Okay, 5 plus 3 is? It might be easy, but you're just going to go through it. 5 plus 3 is? Go ahead, you got this. 8 minus 2 is? 6. So altogether, he has 6. So that was 8 minus the 2 equals 6. Nice. Then Samantha has 24 cupcakes. Her brother gave her 3 more. Then her mom ate 7 of them. How much is left? So do the whole problem in your head now. So it's the same thing. Think 4 plus 3. You just have a 2 on the 4. Then minus a 7. Okay? What's your answer? 24 plus 3 minus a 7. 2 and 0. 20. Very good. Okay, so you got this. So that was very good. I'm going to go to the next level with you. Time-wise, we don't have time to do this lesson. So we're going to now teach you about... We're going to teach you about place value. Place value is critical to understand because it helps you understand the patterns. So even if math is easy for you, understanding place value will help you understand numbers. So we're talking now about place. Go ahead. Let's find the first letter. Place what? V. And lift it up. A. And L. U. Then lift it way up high. E. Yes, place value. If at any time he gets way slow movements means that he's way overstimulated probably, then you can also just do it where you make a board and you just fold the board in half. So then it's a little less, but it's still a substantial amount. But he was fine there, he's going fast enough. Okay, so place value. If I were to say the word value to you, give me a word that would mean value. I mean the same kind of a thing. Word or two. W. And move your hand. Keep going. O, W, O, and R. Then T, and good movement. H, worth. That's a good word, worth. How much something's worth. Now we use in our numbering system what's called the decimal system, D-E-C-I-M-A-L. Deci means 10. So our base number is 10. If you look at numbers, you'll see what I'm talking about. So what kind of system do we use? Let's see how, oh actually, what does decimal mean? Our system that we use. Decimal means T, and move your hand. Almost there, it's okay. E, and come on down to it. N, very good. So 10 is what it means. So if I take this right here, if you look at numbers 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here we have how many numbers from 0 to 9? How many digits is that? That is 1 and 0. Yes, that's 110. Okay, so we usually go 1, 0, and then when we hit the 0 here, we add a 1 in front of it. So we're counting a 10 again, right? So we go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then we got a 20. Now we have 2 10s and 0 1s. So what's happening here is this. We go 0 to 9. Once we've counted that 1, we tally it. We got that 1 time. And that becomes our 10s column. Now we're counting the 10 again. So then we go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we get 10. That's another 10, so then we go over here, 2 10s and 0 1s. Then, so I'm going to write it over here now. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then when we hit the 10 again, it becomes what number? How many 10s have we counted? 3, and how many 1s do we have? 30. So then we have 30. Then we count again. 1, 2, and 3 all the way up to 9, and then we hit 10, and that becomes what? 4 tens and a 0. Okay, so we can see this is the tens and this is the ones or units. Some people call it units. So what happens when you hit 10 tens? Okay, think of it. What do you think happens? What number do you get? You can figure this out if you logic through. 1 and 0 and 0, and you can put equals when you're finished. That's the equal sign right there. 100, yes. So when you get 100 tens, it goes like this, and this means I have 10 tens and 0 ones, or I have 0 ones, 0 tens, but I have one group of 100. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're just tallying how many times we count the 10. So if you look at 235, how many times total have we counted the 10 in 235? Sit up. This includes the hundreds. Sit up, sit up, sit up. Go ahead. Hit equals when you're finished. 2 and 3, then equals. Yes, we count the 10 23 times, and we're 5 on the way for our ones. So how many hundreds have we got? Yeah. Go ahead. 2. Yes, we have 2 hundreds. So we have 2 hundreds. That means 20 tens, and we've got 3 tens. So 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and a 5. So this written 235 is called standard form. STARD, standard form. 200 plus 30 plus 5 is how we show it in extended form. So if I said 200 plus 60 plus 3, is that standard form or extended form? S for standard, E for extended. Go ahead. Go ahead, you got this. E and next letter. X and T, then lift it up. Higher. It's almost there. E, and you're doing great. N and up to the top. D, extend. So extended or expanded. That's both of them are correct. So that's how you do it. So this shows you the value of each of them. You can actually hear it. When you say 4,567, what's this for actually? Is that 4, 4, or is it something else? Go ahead and show me when you hit equals when you figure it out, when you're done. 4, and, keep going, 0, 0, go ahead. Oops, we'll hit 5. Yeah. 0 and keep going. Yeah, let's do over there. Very good. That's right. Go ahead, get it. Yeah, that's really a 4,000. You can hear it. We got 4,000. Then plus what? 4 plot. We're in the extended form. Plus 5 and 0 and 0. You can actually just do your plus sign when you finish. Go ahead. Plus, good, plus 6 and 0 and, good. It's over there. Yeah, it's times. Plus, 7. Very good. So that's what you have. All of those are how you write the extended form. So you can hear it. And in this case, 4,567. How many times have you counted 10 total? You think about that? You're doing great. You know how you have 1 minute left. This is good. How many times total have you counted 10? Going to find your first digit. 4 and 5 and 6 and good. Yep. 456 times the 10. The singles tens is 6, 500s, and 4,000s. Good. So that's how you understand place value. That's important for adding and subtracting. We'll do that next session though. You have 30 seconds, so you're going to do a message to the world in 1 sentence. It can be serious or funny. Dear world. Dear world. I, H, and A Then H-A, good. Here, H-A, you're following there too. H-A-T, okay, H-A-T, oh, G makes sense. E, I hate. M, and, keep going. A, M-A, T, and H, math. H, and A, good. Ha, all right. I hate math. Ha. All right, nice message. You got it now. That's kind of the basic ideas. You kind of teach them logic, and then he understands numbers, and then you have them
We
pull
have,
it.
I mean, it's so sad to say, but we are still trying to teach him 1 to 10.
Okay,
Like,
he's got
looks
it.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like he's been
Yeah.
that.
So he probably has heard some things, and he saw the patterns too. You might want to